Good evening and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Season number 8. My name is Bahamut and I will be your caster for this Division B East matchup between the members of Demonic Entity Within versus Chaos of the Waking Dragon. Yes, you might see a couple names that look a little familiar over on that right hand side as well, and then the team name may seem a little familiar on top of that. Maybe like Sleeping Dragons? Waking Dragons. Anyways, all that aside, I'm sure you're wondering how we got to Infernal Shrines rather than why we see Waking Dragons. So let me get you over to that information first. The members of Demonic Entity Within had the coin flip priority. They lost that. The members of Chaos of the Waking Dragon opted for first pick priority. They ban out Braxis Holdout and Volskaya Foundry. The members of Demonic are going to be banning out Tomb of the Spider Queen as well as Sky Temple, and then first map will be Infernal Shrines chosen by Demonic. Let's go ahead and get on back into our draft and take a peek at what we get thus far. Going to be seeing a ban onto Chen as well as a ban onto the Alarak. A lot of good aggression being removed here. Chen diving into the backline is really a big nuisance, as well as Wandering Keg being one of the best talents in the game. No, it's going to be Storm, Earth, and Fire, because you can be you can harass with that so much, and also you can mitigate the. Well, that's an odd one. You can mitigate the stagger damage you're taking. The reason I'm saying it's awkward is because the fact that, well, I believe Silent Shoe was the one who used to play a lot of Samuro beforehand, so them banning it out against themselves seems odd, unless there's someone who's on this other side that we just don't know can play Samuro very well. And also, speaking of names on the left-hand side, I'm going to apologize now for when we start the game for how bad I will destroy these names, because I'm looking through them and I'm like, there's probably 2 or 3 that I'm going to struggle with. So this will be a fun time for all of us at home. But first pick coming out from the members of Chaos of the Waking Dragon is going to be a Kael'thas. They're going to be able to have faster wave clear between the rotations from mid to bottom, great clear onto the Shrines area as well for the Skeletal Defenders, and then you also have the Arcane Barrier from the Mana Addict at level 1 that you see most Kael'thas's take. Oftentimes there's a Verdant Spear that you can take. There's a auto attack based build that you can go in with that, and it pairs into Pyroblast, but the other option is going to be Convection. We don't talk about it. Arcane Barrier is typically, Mana Addict is typically what we see first, as the Joanna Lucio combo will start out on the left hand side for Demonic Entity Within. I like the Joanna Lucio. The speed boost from Lucio will be big for them, but now here's the thing that I want to point out. Lucio has kind of this AoE announcement with reverse amp, if they do go into that, to say like, hey, I'm healing, hey, I'm speeding up. So something like an Ana wouldn't be a bad idea. Excuse me. I was thinking Ana for the Biotic Grenade for the healing mitigation during the amp it up portion, but they're going to go for an Anduin. Looks like they might be going for like an ETC Light Bomb combo. I don't think they're going to be going for Holy Word Salvation. It's just very easily interrupted. Deathring allowed in this tournament? Not yet. Not for 2 weeks, I don't think. Looks like you can cut off the DEWs off their names, at least, their team tags. Yeah, exactly. Like, there was a couple where I was like, okay, I can get these couple, but who are the rest? So we are going to be seeing the bad guy Zul'jin being banned out on the left-hand side for Demonic Entity Within. I like the Zul'jin ban here. I like Zul'jin, like he doesn't pop up often, but this is a great map for him. There's a lot of areas where you can sit in the backline and just dump out damage from a distance. The Samuro ban is a power play, psych out the other team. It kind of feels like a Carpe Felis. That's the way that I was looking at it, but that's a Raynor Li Ming duo on this left-hand side. Now, Li Ming, I'm not 100% sold on Li Ming. There are Li Ming players out there who will just pog slide out of their mind and absolutely body on a map like this, but the reason I don't like them on this specific map is because you are going to be having the Skeletal Defenders getting in the way of a lot of your projectiles that you're trying to throw in from the side. Now, if you do get a lot of the clear, then you throw in and look for the combo, that'll work out really well for you. Me personally, I was thinking something like a Jaina with the Raynor would help out. Then you have the Lucio for the speed boost, because you have the slow with the Jaina, sustain damage with Raynor, slows from the Lucio with reverse amp, and then Jaina also slowing that as well. And you also have the amp or the speed boost from Lucio to push the friendly team into the slow target from Jaina. So that's what I was thinking, that synergy a little bit more, but either way, Greymane and Imperius will round out the draft on the right-hand side. Greymane is just strong overall, Imperius for their solo lane. On the other side for solo lane, we could actually see a Leoric here, Blessed Shield with an Entomb. Then you can have something like, yeah, you can have Li Ming dumping in the damage with Disintegrate, as well as a Hyperion on top of this. We've often seen Hyperion picked up because you have a lot of good siege potential with that. But speaking of siege, I'm very surprised we have 0 Sylvanas throughout this entire draft. Her push, I keep saying push power, but that's a big factor, especially on Infernal Shrines. You're grabbing a Punisher and you're trying to walk that down the lane and just body the enemy team structures with it. So Sylvanas being able to lock down towers so that way you can consistently siege in faster, I think is really, really beneficial. But we'll see how this works out for both teams as we'll pull it on back, we'll load into game number 1, and we'll get the analysis from Bandit. He's snoring right now. Do you see him? You see his little shakes? Hold on. Can't let him know we're talking about him. I've been the owner of Bandit for like 4+ years, and it still gets me when he does like little cues, like, oh my god, look at his paw just shaking while he's sleeping. They go, look at him. That's a wild dream right there. Thanks all for hanging out. I'm glad I can give you great casting and analysis with the help of Bandit here. But thank you all for hanging out. If you are new to the stream, my name is Bahamut. I do a lot of casting for Heroes of the Storm, Monday through Thursday. We touch on other games here and there, but right now we're going to be focusing on to casting. We do have an event coming up this Sunday, and it is going to be a little best of 5 that we've been putting together. I believe we have the start time locked in at 5 PST. We're going to confirm everything tomorrow, and then I'll make the announcement during stream, and I'll talk about it a bunch on Wednesday and Thursday. But the announcement of the announcement is there is a best of 5 series that I will be casting with another caster on Sunday around 5 PST. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 8 o'clock. If you're in the UK, I believe it's 9 hours from me right now, so that puts it at caster math time. Hold on, we can do this. 2 a.m.? I think 2 a.m. UK is 5 PST. 1 or 2 a.m., depending on if there's a time change issue. I think it's 9 hours now, and typically it's 8. Pretty hot take, Bandit. Surprised you have the courage to say that live on stream. Me too. I can't believe he would say something so radical, but we need to get off him so we can get on and into this game. We have the members of Demonic Entity Within. We have Ear is going to be on the Raynor. Kurama is going to be on the Lucio. Pizzo is going to be on the Leoric. Gwen? We're going to go with Gwen because it's easier. It was going to be on the Li Ming and Louis? I think? Will be on the Joanna. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Chaos of the Waking Dragon. Darth is going to be on the Imperius. We have Seath on the ETC, Joe Smo on the Kael'thas, Truffle Shuff on the Anduin, and we have Silent Shoe on the Greymane. Let's get into our mid lane, check out our level 1s. Block party for the ETC coming in here. Ektar, thank you for gifting a sub. Or excuse me, no, Carpe Felix, thank you for gifting a sub to Ektar. I completely read that backwards. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate that. Thanks for also giving a couple more emotes to 5 players in chat. That bad pun deserves a sub. Because he can't because he banned it. That was clever. That was clever, Ektar. That was very clever. I like that. Also, Ektar, enjoy your Asthma Pog, your finger guns, your gilded beard, and your Baja Rages. Thank you once again, Carpe Phyllis, for the support. I really appreciate that, my friend. Arendil? That sounds right when I say it, but it's probably wrong, is going to be getting pushed back in this bottom lane. Let's actually jump over to the top lane, get an idea of what our solo lane matchup is going to be looking like between these two. So far, Leoric is actually doing a great job of pushing in Imperius, but you can see this. They're not playing super aggressive. They're not trying to clear the wave and force their own wave up. They're just kind of here for the experience. Now, the one thing I do want to point out, we are on live patch. These little glowy bits. These are the experience globes that people need to pick up. So you can actually, well, we kind of have this moment. I'm going to watch the mini map, but I just want you guys to be able to see this like up close and just see how the gems kind of gravitate towards people as well. Like this one is actually, obviously this is for blue, but you can see them kind of being pulled in by the Imperius as well. It's really cool. I'm excited about the Nexus anomalies. I think it'll be a nice adaptation to the game to see if something's worthwhile keeping in. Pronounce Guinevere, I believe. Thank you so much, Skipmo. Thank you so much, Skipmo. Twitch chat carrying me over here. The true casters is Twitch chat. I don't don't know. Let me know what you think about the experience gloves so far. I haven't got to play with them, but when I did at BlizzCon, didn't seem like it massively changed things. But it did also kind of give you a visual indication of like what you're able to grab within the lane itself. Something to note as well: the mages, they don't actually drop experience; they only drop regeneration globes. So that was something I was noticing in the patch notes, that they actually you only get experience from 6 minions in lane. Perfect. Thank you for the resubscription. Thank you for the 4 months of support, my friend. I will resend your alert when we get out of this game. Thank you. Overall, I like, at least visually, I like how it looks right now. It's not too cluttered on the map. I believe there's a big swooshing noise that you do hear. I did not hear that because it was loud at BlizzCon, but either way, we will be having our first objective in top lane, going to be a Frozen Punisher, and this thing sieges in pretty well, and both teams have decent siege on their side. Sustained damage from Raynor. Li Ming actually sieges in quite well themselves. We do have this Grey main, and Kael'thas can do a decent job. So overall, between both sides, they've got some main siege and then some kind of supplemental siege coming in through their mages. And so far, this is going to be objective controlled by Chaos of the Waking Dragon, but Demonic Entity Within is going to be trying to rotate in and try and get into this fight as the Gravity Lapse doesn't connect. That's going to be a huge condemn from the Joanna. Kael'thas goes down. First blood going over to the members of our blue team, and this Raynor's just pumping in the pepper, trying to get Truffle Shuff, and they should be able to get through the gate. Oh, that was a very good condemn to slow them down. Li Ming not finding a reset, but they whittle them down quite a bit to force the majority of them to tap well. They still have their Shaman camp pushing up in this top lane, which is actually really beneficial for them. Unfortunately, no Punisher grab just yet, so the Shaman camp will be cleared out before the Punisher's picked up, so you don't have that dueling siege coming in. Raynor trying to actually poke them out a little bit, make sure that they're one being whittled down and then just slowing down the actual clear within the lane itself. But 7 talent here isn't too far off for both sides. We already see that being picked up by Chaos. Demonic on the left-hand side, not too far off. They should be able to grab that with their Punisher. Greymane will be in bottom lane grabbing this camp, and they're a little on the slower side here. The one thing that I'm worried about is going to be the Punisher itself. Greymane has a lot of damage into the Punisher as it does jump over in that Worgen form, so them being down there is a little worrisome for me, but they might just be split soak or split pushing and just saying, we'll eat a little bit of siege damage early. This Punisher is the most powerful thing, and we're just banking on the fact that they won't be too aggressive with their siege, but this Punisher does jump over, and we have Greymane pushing up bottom as Raynor looks like they're going to be swapping out. And same thing for Raynor. Like, I'm surprised Raynor's the one who's actually split pushing right now rather than the Leoric, because Raynor's sustained damage during a siege is way faster and way more impactful than Leoric. Maybe a little bit later with the Entomb is more valuable, but either way, this will be the fort completely forfeited over to the members of Demonic Entity Within. Chaos of the Waking Dragon, a little bit slow to start here. Maybe they're still waking, but they want to confirm the fort, and they're going to be easily able to get out of there as well. Jay has very strong feelings about the XP globes. Makes sense. What's up, John Mel? Someone should tell the players they need to pick up XP globes now. I want a Mario or Sonic sound picking up the record. What's Key? What's up, Key? I don't know. I didn't get to catch J-House stream today because I was very busy with work, but he's typically got opinions on things. Very, very passionate opinions on things. I'm not saying it's a bad thing by any means, but I can just picture him talking about his feelings on the XP globes with a lot of tenacity, maybe is the right word? Not too sure. Either way, Darth in this top lane is going to get collapsed upon. I don't know. Actually, they might be able to make it out of here. There's no Entomb or anything. They don't have a slow from Leoric. Oh, there was like a little bit of damage that if it made it would have made the world of difference, but that's not happening. Let's go ahead and look through some of the other numbers right now, get an idea of what those look like. Speaking of collapses, we actually have this Raynor in bottom lane, a little out of position, but I think they've used all their CC. Greymane does swap into Worgen form. Kael'thas with the Flame Strike just catches the foot of Raynor as they go down right there. They one up on both sides for kills. We will be looking at some of the other numbers as 10 talent tiers roll through, and we get an Arcane Punisher in mid lane coming up fairly soon. J-How opinionated? Kaldor too? Oh. Kaldor's not opinionated. Kaldor doesn't give his opinion on anything. I hope my tone was enough to give you an idea. Holy Word Salvation from the Anduin here. And stage dive from ATC. Okay. I was expecting this to be a light bomb ETC with Mosh Pit, so you have the initial setup from the stun from Light Bomb, then you go into a Mosh Pit afterwards, but we'll see how the Holy Word Salvation will work out for them. It's just, I'm worried because I feel like there's a lot of ways to interrupt it. You have Penetrating Round from Raynor, you've got Wave of Force from Li Ming, you've got Blessed Shield from Joanna as well as Condemn, Lucio has the Sound Wave, so there's a lot of things that can just stop the Holy Word Salvation from going through. Granted, I mean, it depends on the team fight, it depends on the situation, obviously. But my kind of the way that I look at it is there's just so many ways to stop it. It's like looking at a mosh pit, and I'm sure they looked at it the same way. There's sound wave, penetrating round. There's so many things between all these players, so they went into the stage dive. But what I'm wondering is, would it have been worth it to go for the light bomb with the mosh pit so that way you can maybe lock down a couple other members on top of that? That's the one thing I'm curious about. But anyways, different talents were picked up. Raynor's Raider for Raynor as well for extra sustained damage during these fights, and as standard we get the Entomb from Leoric, but we do see our talents once again. We have the Mana Addict at level 1 being finished up from Kael'thas. They do have that Arcane Barrier up and available for themselves. Let's actually jump over to the vision for our blue team, get an idea of what they're seeing as they are trying to work their way through the second Punisher of the game, Arcane, to push through mid lane. They can see Darth and friends are trying to find an angle. Silent Shoe on the right, a couple tanks on the bottom. I'm like waiting to see who's going to step in a little too far, but no one just yet. Oh, hold on. This is a lot of damage onto Raynor, who is going to be getting caught out for a second, but the break it down is going to be just in time from the Lucio. Flamestrucks are poking out here and there, but this is going to be another Punisher in favor for Demonic Entity within. Chaos of the Waking Dragon. Keeping pace. It's 12 to 12 in levels. The experience is slightly in their favor due to the fact that they have an extra kill, but this siege right here is going to be changing that. Look at the rotation in the top lane very quickly. Look at Leoric with the flank as well. I think the Raider was scouting out right there just to see, like, all right, can we like kind of collapse on the Kael'thas to see where they go, but they end up just backing off. So Raynor will continue to just soak up the top lane. Mid lane fort does go down. Second Punisher making quick work of that one. Actually, mostly the team. The Punisher actually just getting pulled towards the keep front gate as they're going to open this up a little bit. The soft push is a little risky here. There's no mosh pit to lock them down. Wraithlock out from Pizzo as well. Raynor comes on in to help out. Soft push that top lane a little bit further up as well, and now they'll just go ahead and split off and grab some camps, push out the lanes, and prepare for the next Punisher. Could be top lane, could be bottom. Typically, there's like a very, very small percentage that we get same lane Punishers, but bottom or top will probably be the next ones. I would expect it to be bottom just because we haven't had one yet, and actually that's the announcement right there, is going to be Mortar for bottom lane. But we're 13 up in talent tiers. We have mid lane pressure coming on in favor for members of Demonic Entity. Within, right? I'm starting to, like, I keep saying it, I'm just like, am I splitting these names up? Am I saying one, but I actually mean the other? But this is going to be a nice little fight that will be breaking out in this bottom lane. Seath taking a lot of damage. Great Entomb to catch Darth, but the Leap of Faith will be saving them. Li Ming, Arcane Orb is just shy from getting the pick onto them right there. And now we'll see the siege coming in through the bottom lane, and they're going to open this up further, potentially getting themselves set up for a Punisher very, very soon. Because the announcement shouldn't be too far off. I didn't look at the death timers, but we're probably about a minute or 30 seconds from the announcement, so we probably got a minute 30 to a minute itself before we actually get another one up and available for capture. But bottom lane already opened up. I'm actually expecting them to try and... No. I was kind of expecting them to try and like open this up a little bit further, maybe soft push the front wall. Try and take that down so that way when the Punisher does leap over the wall, they can sidestep the entire front gate and try and collapse into the back line, but they're going to back off and just add some pressure across the board. Which I like this. I actually like this play a lot for them. What are they thinking here? Sorry, I'm looking around the minimap. I'm trying to see what their play is and how they're trying to set up for the clear. So they're going to leave ETC in bottom lane. That makes a lot of sense due to the fact that, well, ETC is going to be your global at this point. They do have vision that the Leoric is in top lane. I think someone just peeked out in mid. Might have actually been Raynor over here on the left-hand side. But now ETC is still clearing bottom. Has stage dive up and available. They're considering the fight? No, they're not. If they're going to take a fight, they got to do it now because 16 talent tiers around the corner for the enemy team, and that's the stage dive coming in from ETC, not connecting onto anyone. looking to just zone the Rainer away here, but they're just playing super far away, and that's actually buying time for the rest of the team to rotate in as the Entomb does come out. Seep needs to get out of here as well. Holy Word Salvation will be going out, but immediately going to be interrupted. I believe that was from the Blessed Shield from the Johanna. We do have Angelic Armament from Darth, going to be throwing that out just for wave clear more or less. Not going to be able to hit a hero with that one. Wave clear still coming out from the Kael'thas on top of all that, but they end up baiting out a couple heroics from the enemy team, actually 3 of them to be specific. Blessed Shield did come out as well as Entomb, but those are a little lower cooldowns in comparison, so they'll jump over onto this objective, and this is going to be 16 talent here up on the side of Demonic Entity Within. We'll go ahead and look at some of the other numbers once again, get an idea what those have looked like as we have progressed quite a bit in this game, and then we'll look at the 16 talent tiers. They should be rolled on through for both sides at that point right there. But now we set up. They either need to step up into this, or they just need to give this Punisher over, and I'm just not sure how they want to play this. Curse Bolt went out, Power Slide, Iron Skin still going to be a lot active. Pyroblast goes through, but that's so much just sustain here, just so much healing thrown out onto the Johanna. No way they actually get the kill right there, also with the Break It Down on top of it. Greymane has split the Rainer away, so Rainer versus Fuzzy Rainer over there doesn't seem to be working out too well for the Greymane, as this Rainer actually does end up going down, but they end up losing their ETC on the right-hand side. Same thing with the Greymane as well. Resets are coming in for the Li Meng as they have the push off for the Lucio. They find a kill onto the Anduin as well, and now I would say they try and either... I think you just push bottom with the Punisher. You've got a decent wave. You've got 3 dead on the opposing side. You push as 4. Granted, Rainer's down, and that's a lot of damage, but still, you got a Punisher to supplement that damage in, so hopefully that'll be able to make up for it, and they could potentially get a keep here, but they got to work fast on this, on the keep itself. They've got about 10 seconds overall before the entire team is up and available, ready to jump and stop this, but not going to stop the keep play. Will the core go? I don't think they try and... Are they going to try and push for core right now? This is a little risky. A lot of people are back up. A lot of heroics are off cooldown as well. This has been a while since the last team fight. They bait this over towards the mid lane keep, but then it jumps back over to the core. They're gonna disengage now. Okay, I was waiting to see, like, I don't know about this. I can't adjust my quality down? Yeah, sorry about that, Ghost Bear. I unfortunately do not have control of that. But hey, Twitch wants me to get 75 average viewers, but I can't have all my viewers watch my stream. Let's think about that one right there. We do have a bottom lane camp going to be grabbed on top of the mid lane. They've also got a catapult coming in through there. They've got the periodic catapult in top lane as well, which will be winning out the lane, pushing that out further and faster. But they have their 16s on the right-hand side, and they're looking for a fight. They want to try and turn this. Yeah, exactly. Time to leave. Great. Wonderful. Thank you, Ghost Rare. ETC stage dives in. They're going to collapse into a couple members, but this is still just so much healing coming out from the Lucio. The Break It Down is still, oh my god. Sound Barrier is still active, is available if they need it, as ETC goes down right there. Holy Word Salvation coming out from the Anduin. Break It Down was used. Darth going to be throwing out the Angelic Armament damage. Gravity Lapse connects onto 2, but they're missing the damage they need as Li Meng almost gets the Arcane Orb into the backside of the Kael'thas right there. Is Silent Shoe, the push off from Leoric, or oh my god, from the Lucio will be enough as they chase on in, and seems like they're going to try and just go for a keep in this mid lane. That way they can push that up with the next Punisher potentially. It will be frozen, or I think they might have been able to end right there, but they're going to go for the keep regardless. They'll at least have that down, and they'll have consistent catapult pressure through mid and bottom. I can watch it, but I drop the quality so I can reduce strain while I play a game. Makes sense. That's what I do when I'm playing as well. I don't need a 1080 60 stream when I'm like half watching it. So I just usually set it to auto and then let it manage itself. But yeah, I get that. There's some people who legitimately can't watch it because their speed isn't fast enough. Like they're like, my down speed can't handle your upload speed. So sorry. Top lane camp coming through. 20 talent tier up in favor for the members of Demonic Entity Within. Chaos of the Waking Dragon. Turtled up here, you can definitely tell, because they're not even really stepping past their own forts. They're just looking to close that experience gap, but they've got a ways to go for that one. We're going to keep the 20 talent tiers up for just a second here, and then we'll cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. Just want to be able to see what everything is going to be picked up. We do have the Buried Alive for the Leoric, which that's a big one for them. That Buried Alive... it sucks. I'll be honest, it just sucks getting hit with that one. I'm wondering if we have the upgrade for Wave of Force for Li Ming, but that's just the push from that is just gigantic. So you have to be a little wary of that overall. Campbell's, sorry I missed it earlier. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, friend. Okay, sorry. I thought I was seeing something being messaged to me, but we're good. Down 2 levels. They either need to make a play into this. ETC is showing in top lane, clearing that out. Let's actually get the vision for our blue team. Oops, there we go. Pushing the wrong button for a second. They can see ETC's top. Break It Down's gonna be used. Stage dive coming in. There's going to be an Entomb onto a couple with the Buried Alive. That will be Greymane and Imperius going down. Seath taking so much damage. Finds a really good power slide right there. Isn't going to be able to make it out alive, and they end up getting picked off. I'm surprised they're backing for the Punisher here. You just go straight through top lane. You've got a great wave, you've got a camp, you've got a catapult. You just end through top. You've already got a mid lane crashing in as well. You just clear that out as on top of it. Yeah, like this is definitely you end the game. Anduin does not have core defense here, unfortunately, as the Frozen Punisher is still grabbed, making sure that they at least have that siege coming in if they all wipe somehow, some way. But yeah, we do have Pure Power Archon form. Just gonna go straight through the core, and that's going to be game number 1 over the members of Demonic Entity Within. GG, well played. I have a hard time watching HOTS without wanting to play. I get that. They can't play into 20s 5v4. Well, they tried. They tried. Hello. Carpet Feels, thank you for gifting a sub to Ektar.
Hello.
And Perfection, thank you for the resub. There we go, cool.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribed.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, friend. Dear Lord, does Deathwing just take up so much screen? Okay, cool. That's all set. Let me get back into the right channel for NGS. Let's pull it on back to Bandit and and let's figure out our next map. You sure you have the right one? I'm from Phoenix. Yeah, there's another. There are 2. There's 2 Kamaras. What was this? Okay. Leave Whisper. Leave Whisper. I need to bump. Where are you at? It's with a D. No. I need Silent Shoe. That's what I need. Professional caster, I swear. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm checking like 30 things right now. My apologies, team. But let's update the team score. And let's update our map information. And we'll get going into our next game momentarily once we just find out. Okay, they want first pick. Boop, 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 boop. Where is my other team? There it is. And how is everyone's night going? I was gonna say doing, but that's the wrong conjugation, or just word in general. Has everyone had a good work week? Actually, while they tell us that, let's do this. Randy, you want a cookie, bud? You want a cookie? Yeah. You want one of these? Want to come say hi? Hey. How are you? Oh, yeah. Oh, these are good. High five. Can I have other paw? Good boy. 1 and 2. Good boy. Yeah. I like how Bandit Cam is just a tail. Who's a good bud? Huh? You are. All right. Oh, you all right there, bud? Only 30? Learn to multitask. All right now. All right now, Carpe Felis. Okay. I actually, when I first started the job I currently work, they had me go to a seminar because they were like, "You ever go to like work seminars to like learn more stuff?" And I'm like, "No, my company never did that." So I went to one about like multitasking essentially, and like the opening thing was like, "There's no such thing," and I'm like, "Well, how are you gonna have how are you gonna have a lecture series about not?" Oops. Wrong channel. Oopsie. Delete. I think they mean Alterac Pass, but they put AV. Gotcha. Okay. All right. AV is apparently a... I did not know that. Cool. I was like, there's an AV map all of a sudden? Tournament draft, no match history, team 2, invite. All right. Cat Peach, how are you? I hope you're feeling better today. Yes, Day, tail cam. His tail is hitting the camera. Alterac Valley. That makes sense. Like, after I said it, I was just like, oh, Alterac, yeah. Oh, you get that, Hedgie. You get that. Good boy. Yeah. You're the best boy. Everyone loves you. Based on Alterac Valley. That makes sense, Kaleo. I did not play World of Warcraft. Swap team. Silent Shoe. Invite to game. Yes, Kaleo. All the clips. All the clips, Kaleo. I never get to watch like his extra reaction. He's just pumped. We're getting everyone to lobby, so I'm okay with just watching this clip. It's just the little bit of the tail, just right in front of the camera. It actually did start, excuse me, hitting the camera there. All right, that's that, that's that. We just gotta get everyone in here. Demonic entity within, do the do. I posted what Common Fate just said in chat. I just posted it in Discord, or not in Discord, into the lobby chat. Livewire, bro. Oh god. Just clipped it for the tail. I butt clipped it for the butt. As you would, Buttspot, as you would. Oh yeah, did you find the squeaker? Right before draft? Yes, you did. All right. We'll see if the teams are ready, and then we'll get going into our game number 2. Just need one more get ready from them. All right, let's get going here. Butt clipped it, but yeah, exactly. Butt clipped it. All right, you already heard it. You already know. We are going to be going to Alterac Pass. Thank you all for joining me once again. This is the Nexus Gaming Series. We are in our second game of our first best of 3 series of the evening, and it is going to be between the members of Demonic Entity Within versus Chaos of the Waking Dragon. This is Division B East, and you can hear Bandit chiming on in at the fiesta that we're in. No, it's actually been a really, really good matchup so far. The game number 1 was an absolute blast to cast, but the one thing I'm curious about here is, do they actually ban out the Samuro against themselves once again? Ray Bear, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, my friend. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Or Rybear? Might be Rybear. Falstead will actually be banned out here. He's not a fan of it. Bandit is not a fan of the Falstead ban, mostly because of the fact that he thinks it's very good on a map. It's a big map. You have a lot of globals. You have good control with the Gust as well, and then you can also poke out with the Hammering. So overall, makes sense why Bandit's upset about that one. But how did we get here, Bahamut? Do you really want to know how we got here, Deco? Do you really want to know? All right, let me tell you. We'll speed through this really quickly because I did forget about it. Demonic Entity Within lost the coin flip. They chose first pick in game number 1 on the side of Chaos of the Waking Dragon. They banned out Braxis Hold and Volskaya Foundry. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Sky Temple were banned out by Demonic Entity Within. First map was chosen by them and won by them on Infernal Shrines. Game number 2, the members of Chaos of the Waking Dragon wanted first pick priority in game 2, so we're going to be going to Alterac Pass, chosen by the members of Demonic Entity Within. Thank you for asking, Deco. Thank you for asking. Ektar, thank you for asking as well. Honest to God, I just started going into the draft. I was just like, cool, we're here, we're done, but yeah, no. That's how we got here. You queue for it and wow, yeah, exactly. Lucio, the first pick on the right-hand side. They're going to go for an ETC Rainer once again. I can't blame them. The Rainer play in the last game was really well. Even, it was really good, not really well. The positioning was really, really well done by them. I want to point that out as well, because there was a lot of moments where they were getting collapsed upon or being forced or kind of pinched into a corner, and they were just like, cool, I'm going to run this staggering backwards direction. I won't be getting away, but it buys enough time for my friendly team to rotate in. So good communication and rotations coming out from them right there. We are going to be getting into our ban phase with the Lucio Li Ming Murden on the right hand side, so a lot of aggression coming out right there, some reset factor with the Li Ming on top of it. Ban wise, they could consider, I would maybe consider the Greymane potentially, just because it pairs well with the Li Ming and it works with the Murden dive. I like this a lot. It's a Valley and WoW, not a pass. Huh. But can you have a pass within a Valley? You tell me. Greymane was banned out. They could actually look to ban out... I'm trying to remember what they had support-wise. It was actually the Lucio. They're actually going to get rid of the Zeratul. I was wondering if they were going to either choke out the support or if they were going to try and actually mitigate the solo lane, but I'm going to get rid of the Zeratul. Alrighty. We continue into the later half of our draft here. With the Rainer, I mean, I personally like I was going to say a Jaina, but an Orphea will be popping up. She actually does have a lot of good team fight potential. It's very skill shot based, so if you are able to be mechanically skilled and able to land a lot of those, you'll be sitting perfect. Last pick, or excuse me, second to last pick will be a Varian, so I'm assuming this is taunt Varian to lock them down. So Murden dwarf tosses in or is just in there and trying to dwarf toss out, you taunt them, they go nowhere, you body them. I don't know, I live in a very flat state. But no, or excuse me, I live in a very flat state, but. Okay. You do you, Buttsbot. You do you. Thrall's going to round out this draft with the Hanzo as well. So some poke coming in. The Thrall works out pretty well for them as well. It's bruisery, it's frontline-ish with the Muradin. Last pick, though, going to be coming out from the members of Demonic Entity Within.
For the alliance above all.
Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the Anduin here, but I think it could work out for them. Chastise could be a good way to lock down some members on top of the Warlords, not the Warlords, the taunt from Varian. It could work. It could work really, really well. They also have Light Bomb on top of it if they want to go into that direction. The Li Ming is probably going to be going into Wave of Force. The ETC might not go Mosh Pit. I'm just not sure. There's a lot of factors here that we need to consider and figure that out. A pass would lead into or between valleys. Oh. We're starting to learn our geography. Geography? No. Topography. There we go. One of those ographies. But thank you all for hanging out. I know we're all over the place this evening a little bit, but it's been just a fun time hanging out. For anyone that is wondering, we do have more games tomorrow night as well as Thursday. And as I noted beforehand, there is a little event coming up on Sunday. It's going to be a best of 5 series, and that should start around 5 PST, but I'll have more information for that tomorrow. We got games. Let's get into the game. Choppy, anyone? I don't know about that, Brujay. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Demonic Entity Within. We have the same Rainer player. Now, Arendelle, I think, is going to be on the Rainer. Kumar will be on the Varian. Louis is going to be on the Anduin. We have Pizzo on the ETC. And Guinevere, I think it was, is going to be on the Orphea. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Chaos of the Waking Dragon, trying to take us to a game 3. Truffle Shuff going to be on the Lucio. Seath on the Muradin. Silent Shoe on the Thrall. We have Darth on the Hanzo. And Jashmo on the Li Ming. Keep thinking I missed someone. I was like, no, I got everyone right there. Not choppy for me. Stream is smoother than Baja's head for me. Oh, I haven't shaved my head in a couple days, so I'm worried now. No. It shouldn't be choppy. Here, I'll move it in a small circle for you. This shouldn't be choppy at all. It should be nice and smooth. At least that's what my stats say. Let's jump into top lane. Sorry. I chugged a bunch of tea as we were loading into this, so just gonna have to deal with that for a couple seconds. Thrall did go into Crash Lightning. I say the one that I intend for them to go into at level 1. So Crash Lightning here, it's definitely something you're going to be needing to stack up against other heroes, and so having the Thrall in the solo lane with that is a little confusing. I think they're gonna bank around the fact that they're gonna be having these long engagements around the prison camps, and that will be what finishes that out for them. But either way, we have a couple quests and talents across the board. We do have Lion's Maw for the Variant at level 1. This is actually when I play Taunt Variant, this is actually what I go into at level 1. I think this is such a strong talent, and it pairs well with what you're trying to do overall, which is just chase and lock down. And a 50% slow increase is really, really big for anyone. Just be able to consistently chase and charge and then get the taunt. So you can dive in. Okay, Ghost Bear is confirming no, nothing right there. I noticed a little fuzz. I didn't say anything. I honestly, it's just like I was taking a shower this morning and I was like, no, we can wait till tomorrow. So I'll just do it tomorrow morning. It's just because I have to do it like every 5 days. Like I can't just do it like every Thursday because it just gets way too long and that's just uncomfortable to shave. We don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about the game at hand right now. And we do have Rainer pushing back Silent Shoe on top lane, but they're not playing this top lane very aggressive. You can see that they're just kind of slowly pushing in here, hitting the minion wave, and just, they're not trying to rush the wave into the front gate. Also, the little experience globes right there. It's cool to see the range and how they kind of gravitate into you. The way that I kind of understand it, the way it seems to me, it works a lot like Butcher's Meat, but it's got an even further range. It's one of those things that like I can't have really an opinion on it till I play with it and understand the mechanic and how it works. Like I can see it from here, but until I actually play with it, I'm like, oh wait, that's the like that's seeing the range in a casting moment versus actually playing the game is two different worlds in my opinion. So I'll be interested to check this out, but I don't think I'll be able to get to it till probably this weekend, knowing how casting goes for me. Meanwhile, over in top lane, still just a little back and forth between these two. We do have the Thrall going into Pharaoh Resilience at level 4 right there, so not going to be going into the Frostwolf pack trying to get the stacks, and I believe it's cooldown reduction. But first objective's up. Thrall and Rain are still up here. Varian actually went into Colossal Smash at level 4 as well. Looking just to dive in and get that little bit of blow up onto them. We do have our Null Camp on the left-hand side going to be grabbed for the mid lane. I always harp on this because it's actually a really important camp to grab. You do want to grab that immediately as the game does start, or excuse me, at the 1 minute mark in the game, so that way you can get the, it's a 1 minute 30 cooldown on it, so you can try and get it right before the objective. Here we're seeing a little bit different, but they're not even stepping up onto this. They're not too worried about having to defend this. They can easily grab that right there. Common Fate, thank you for the follow as well. Sorry about missing that like 8 minutes ago. They're looking to maybe just collapse on Li Ming, but she sees this rotationing happening, so she's like, nope, I'll just get on my giant crab and just meander out of this lane. Looking for 7 talent here on both these sides, and I think we might see the engagement pop up after that. This is looking like it's also going to be a full spell-ish build. I think we get the spell power increase at level 7 for the Hanzo right there. It's not really spell power build, it's going to be Stormbolt build, but you're feeding into that level 7 with the it's Dragon something, I believe. Skullcard. Oh, actually sharpened arrowhead. This is typically what we see with Redemption because you have the faster attack speed so you can stack the Redemption a little bit faster. But even then, I mean, you're still getting... Oh, Darth, you're taking so much damage here. Lucio is able to get them out of there with the speed boost, but that's going to be channel in favor for the members of Demonic Entity Within. Look at all that XP left behind. See, now we can visually see it. We can talk about it. See, taking a lot of damage. Varian with the Colossal Smash. Doesn't really connect onto anyone right there, I don't think. Li Ming trying to poke out from afar. They are whittling them down, so if Li Ming can get like one reset, she... for one second, I was like, wait, did they get to 10 all of a sudden? How do we get a... I was thinking there was going to be a mosh pit, because that was such a good setup for a mosh pit power slide mosh pit. Either way, first objective will be going over to Demonic Entity Within as the Varian and Anduin are able to get right out of there without losing their life from the Li Ming. Whew. Alrighty. Look at all this experience. Look at all that. Just bloop, it's gone, that's it. Never again seen. As we approach 10 talent tiers, let's look at some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. We do have a lot of, we actually have a ton of siege in bottom lane. Thrall, also to note, is sitting at 6 stacks on the Trash Lightning. Oh my god, I didn't want to say it. Crash Lightning at level 1. I don't know, it's just one of those things that like I feel like the scaling from Echo the Elements is faster, 1, and 2 in the later half of the game. I think the value is more impactful, but we'll see, we'll see. This game can flip on a dime and Crash Lightning could actually be the, not the saving grace, but it can be a lot of the sustained damage they get in some of these fights, as we do have the bottom lane fork going down. The Leap of Faith to save Varian, the Sun coming in clutch right there, as we have about a level lead in favor for the members of Demonic Entity Within, as Chaos is looking to find a kill onto ETC. They find a kill right there, and they also get a kill onto the Varian. They should be able to get out of here with the Anduin as well as the Orphea. Meanwhile, in top lane, I don't think Raider went down, but they got forced out by Silent Shoe. And mid lane is just going to clear it out by Hanzo. So they lose a fort in bottom lane, a little bit of damage in mid, and the front gate, well, front gate in mid and top, but a little bit more damage into said mid lane. While all that's happening, they're going to grab a siege camp and push that in. Paul, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, bud. All right, camp's grabbed. Pressure coming in. Oh, I'm looking at this. I was looking at bottom lane. I was just like, Murden, are you gonna be all right there, bud? But then I was looking at talents, and I was just like, oh yeah, they can just taunt him. And I was like, wait, no, Colossal Smash, no, can't taunt. I thought they could actually jump onto Sheath here and potentially get the blow up onto them, which would be huge, because staggering out of death at a moment like this would allow them to be able to siege in through mid lane. But oh, the power slide towards Darth. They were looking for that aggression, wave of force from the Li Ming as well. That is going to be on a bit of a cooldown, so for the ETC, they're going to be either needing to mosh the Li Ming, or they're going to be needing to wait for the wave of force to come out, so that way they can use the mosh pit, not be interrupted for, I think, 20 seconds. Is a very, very short cooldown for wave of force, yeah. Also, does anyone in chat, I know this is very random, but does anyone in chat know exactly when Deathwing is up and available? Is it not next week, but the following? So, wait, is Deathwing available the week of my birthday? Nice audio so far. Oh, good. Okay. I read that sentence and I was just like, oh no, but thank you. Does it track experience gained from globes? I don't know what you're asking, but I can, that's the experience. That's the experience broken down. So the globes would be minions. All the globe experience would be from minions. I guess if that's what you're asking, Carpe Felix, I would say that's probably the best answer. Deathwing is live with this patch. Oh, no, sorry. My wording wasn't correct. Deathwing available for the Nexus Gaming series, as in, when is Deathwing available in the League format? Sorry, my wording wasn't very good right there. As the Earthquake comes out from the Thrall, they have the Break It Down out from the Lucio as well. Currently had an ETC attempted to have a mosh pit. Rainer's Raider putting in some damage as well. Piso trying to make their way out of here as that Earthquake was proccing and getting a lot of value for the friendly team. Power Slide once again from the ETC to make sure that Anduin won't be getting caught out right there, as Varian's looking for a target, as they do have another Colossal Smash up and available. Stormbolt from the Murden connecting right into the face of Kumara. Thrall getting that Crash Lightning value right there as we can pull back the talents. Oops. Oh boy, we're breaking things, team. There we go. We fixed it. 10 stacks on that. Deathwing globally banned until Monday, December 16th. My birthday! We actually, I don't have work that day. I took it off because I do that for my birthday every year. So the plan is to go snowboarding in the morning, and then I was going to stream in the afternoon. So maybe I'll stream, maybe I'll just cast. I'll just cast a buttload of games that day. So minions don't give XP, globes give experience now? Yes, exactly. These little globy bits, this is your experience. You have to physically be near these to get the experience. As I understand, there's a fight that was breaking out as I was just like, let me show globes really quickly. ETC will be getting picked off in this top lane engagement. This is also going to be our second jailer phase in the game. As you can see, there's only 40 seconds, and it starts at 30, goes to 40, and then caps at 50 and continues from there. So if you are wondering, that's why it's at 40 rather than 30 from the last time, and obviously it's not 50 because we haven't had a third one yet. They're going to push in this mid lane a little bit as they do. This is a little risky being this far up in the lane. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. They have some tools to get out of here, but still, it's a risky moment for what they're playing for right there, as they do have 2 members down. Just staggering out of death would definitely lead to this encampment going over to the side of Chaos of the Waking Dragon. Light bomb doesn't connect on anyone right there. Counter channel comes through. You explained something? Exactly, Kaleo, you did. Good job. Proud of you, bud. I don't know, I've been skimming chat every so often as ETC power slides in. They find a mosh pit that's going to be the Eternal Feast as well. Murden tries to jump out, but ETC still finds the kill onto them. Channel coming through from the Anduin right there. Will be able to get that channel for the friendly team as they are looking for a second objective phase in their favor. Now, bottom lane had a Reaver minion that just fell down here. For anyone wondering what that is the Reaver minion. It is the catapult on this map. It is the replacement for that. You can actually see right there, it does quite a bit of siege damage, and it actually, a couple of those in the late game stacked up onto the core actually will take down the core. Granted, you do need to be able to take down a couple of these keeps when that happens. For anyone wondering why there's 3 shields, that is because you get 20 physical armor and spell armor when you have a per keep. So if you take down one, you go down to 40 and 40, take down another, 20 and 20, so on and so forth. So it's easier to end this game when you have 2 keeps down, but you definitely can with 1. Silent Shoe taking a lot of damage as they end up going down right at the end of that. There's still an Earthquake proccing, which is going to be dealing slight damage as well as slowing the enemy team, but I don't think that's a concern of theirs. They're just trying to back out, get in position, get ready to siege on in through mid. I say that so confused because I was waiting to see if they're going to rotate to bottom and try and hard push that for a keep. But since the Thrall is going to be down for only the next 9 seconds, it's not worth making that full rotation just to be able to do that. So now we're going to be seeing mid lane push. It's only Tuesday, but it feels like it should be Thursday. I agree. Granted, though, I woke up this morning and I groaned loudly because I thought it was Monday, and then I realized it was Tuesday, and I was like, all right, I'll take this win. I'll take this win. Like, the week's going a little bit faster than I am expecting, as the Raynor will be pushing up through top lane. They should be able to confirm 16s during this entire push phase. They're actually going to open this up a little bit further as the objective itself will finish out the minion wave. The enemy team sees this happening. Thrall, I don't think is showing up. Actually, Thrall was probably showing on map. Light bomb comes out onto the ETC, and unfortunately not catching anyone with that. We do have Thrall rotating in, looking for a potential flank. No Earthquake up and available for not for the next 26 seconds. Meanwhile, in top lane, Raynor's getting free reign, and this is the worst thing yeah, Thrall realizes this, and they're like, we can't just let Raynor just pepper onto the keep right there, as the objective and the minion wave should be able to take that down. Bit of a 1v1 back and forth right there as the keep does go down in top. Risk the friendly team rotating up to potentially help out. Anduin was scouted out by the front gate, as I don't think they were trying to be sneaky about it, but that is objective gone and over and in favor for Demonic Entity Within, as their second one was very, very... It got a lot of value for them. They got a fort, they got 2 forts and a keep. That's quite good. And it is the second one, and we are about 14 minutes in the game, but still, that's a lot of pressure that they just put onto the board. I'm playing Alterac Valley while watching Alterac Pass and Hots. What a crazy duality, Kilio. Orphe and Hanzo will finish out their level 1 and level 4 quest, excuse me, level 7 talent quests. Mind Devour and the target practice. Thrall sitting at 14 out of the 30 necessary. So it still needs to hit around 16 more of those. Looks like they're going to make a boss play though with their talent tier advantage. Let's actually jump over to the blue. Let's jump over to the red vision. Let's see what they're seeing and see how they're going to play the next few moments of this game. And we won't have an idea what the enemy team's doing because it makes it a little more interesting for all of us. They want to find their 16s and try and close that gap. That's why you're seeing Li Ming already split off in the bottom lane. The enemy team not showing on map for a while means they're either on one of these camps, they're on boss, or they're just sharking around looking for a potential flank. There's going to be the boss being pinged. I wonder if they try and make a double boss play. Raynor is showing in top lane, taking out the sidewall. This is actually an important thing. You probably see people take out sidewalls all the time. That's exactly the reason why, is because now you can kind of rotate through lanes a little bit more aggressive and freely without actually having to worry about being scouted out. And now they're going to be rotating to bottom lane. They will be, if they go for boss, this is our... Sorry, I need to swap right there. I was like, wait, I shouldn't be able to see that many, but ETC was clearing waves, so they should know that they're on that boss in bottom lane. Varian is probably showing. Yeah, it was showing over there as well, so they know that there's a double boss play in tow, as this one's going straight to core. I don't think this will end the game by any means. Hanzo making sure that it does get whittled down. They won't be able to rotate down here quick enough, as they did just get their 16 themselves. We'll look at these talents for a couple minutes, and then we'll go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers. A unique factor on this map as well, if you're wondering, like, wait, you're just giving over core damage that's free. No, it's okay. Once the core stands still for a couple seconds, it regains its health. I believe it's actually like 1 or 2 seconds. It starts to regain its health, so that will go back to its full max. And other things to note as well, these things, I believe they scale per minute, so as the game time goes up, you are going to be seeing these scale up evenly. The one thing I was actually wondering for a while was, like, does it scale with the levels? But then you would have uneven total core health, and that might not be good. So scaling per time is obviously what you're going to be seeing with that one. But third objective at 50 seconds, as noted before, they start at 30, go to 40, and then cap out at 50 consistently for the rest of the game. This will be the third one pushing on in, and this boss in bottom won't confirm the... Will it confirm the keep? No. It's going to be very low. We're looking at a 3,000 health keep, roughly. A little bit less than that. Power slide from the ETC. Earthquake coming down from the thrall as well. Mosh Pit goes out onto one. Li Ming gets the wave of force into them. Light Bomb comes out as well. Eternal Feast is going out from the Orphe as well, as they're getting the chomp onto the Lucio. Camp goes over in favor for the members of Demonic Entity within. That's going to be the power slide from Pizzo. They find a kill onto the Murden as well. Darth very low, and oh, Raynor, you just need one auto. They didn't see them in time, and Darth gets over the wall with the agility with some 100 health. And now with the wave coming in, if they wait a couple seconds, they're going to be able to attack core. Top lane was already in here, and this is what I was talking about. These Reaver minions can chunk into the core and sustain so much consistent damage. But with the objective coming on in, with the 2 members down on the opposing side, they're saying, let's at least take keep and potentially make this game even easier for us to end, because once this core has no shielding from spell or physical armor, this thing gets shredded quite a bit, and all of these objectives are collapsing slowly but surely onto the core itself. We're going to pull away talents here and see if the members of Demonic Entity Within are able to pull this off. This core is falling way too rapidly, Leah. The defense is not going to be able to come in here, and that will be Demonic Entity Within taking game number 2. GG, well played. Did he say sharking around? What's up, Tatsuki? Tatsuki, I've been telling people that there's some sort of special event on Sunday. Is it baby sharking around or daddy sharking around? I don't know. Let's get a interview with one of these players. I can spell interview. All right, let's show talents as well. Oh, really? Yes. Cake eater. Sorry. Sorry, there was a response to a DM chat that we have, so. All right, we're just waiting on one of the players to join the lobby, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get this interview underway. Let's actually go back to stats really quickly. Alrighty, we are going to be joined by Kumara. How are you feeling after that best of 3 series?
Oh, it feels great. I can't give enough credit to my team. It felt good. It felt good. First time doing it. To get 2 wins right off the rip.
Yeah. That's probably one of the best ways to start out your season right there. I'll be honest.
Oh, it feels really good. Yeah, it feels really good.
So let's back this up a little bit. Let's go to Infernal Shrines. The map started out pretty back and forth. There was a lot of good moments that the enemy team had into you. Was there any
Yeah.
were you worried at all about the pressure that was coming in from them, and also just kind of the synergies they already built within their draft?
You know, we weren't too worried about the synergy that they had on their squad. We had a lot of confidence in our synergy that would overcome theirs. So we felt really good about it. So we had a good game 1, and they really fought back in game 2, but we came out with it.
That's what you like to see right in the end. Like that's all you can want. It's just like we took the win. Now going into game number 2, this was your map choice. Alterac Pass, it looked very, very comfortable for your entire team consistently throughout the game, consistently throughout the fights. Is this a comfortable map for all of you? I know I'm asking team secrets, but it just looked like it was very well versed, or was it just the composition you got?
You know, we're actually really comfortable with all the maps. So just going into this one, we felt, you know, we actually didn't know if we were comfortable picking this map. But going into it, you know, I have to just say the other team fought really well with it. But I felt really good with our synergy, and everyone played to the fullest potential. In our first game in NGS, it felt really good.
I'm glad. It was an absolute blast to cast. Before I let you run out of here, any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Shoutouts I want to give to Du Pizzo. He's a co-founder of Du. He's a good friend of mine, and it was always a dream of ours to, you know, join an amateur league and try to play, you know, compete and see what we got to give. Other than that, I just want to give a shout out to the whole team, Gwen, Ear, and Louis. So that's all I got. And I want to thank you guys for having us.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to cast the game. Thank you so much for the interview, and I look forward to seeing you further down in Season 8 of NGS.
Awesome.